Hey guys, it's Christmas in July. These are stories from December, and so many of you weren't around for those yet, so I thought I would share it. What better way to be thankful for the heat than to be immersed in a story about snow? And if furniture stores can do it, why the heck can't I? There are two messed up stories about Christmas, and the third video is a hilarious monster collab, and if you watch anything in this video, I highly suggest you watch that part. Enjoy. I could never sleep well in hotels. I guess that's somewhat of an understatement. I could never sleep well in general, but hotels were the worst. Just the thought that the previous occupant of this bed is a complete stranger was repulsive in my mind. But that's beside the point. What I'm getting at is how this lack of sleep in hotels changed my life. Christmas. We were spending Christmas in a shitty hotel and not with family. Great. Don't get me wrong, it's not like I didn't enjoy the all-you-can-eat buffet of soggy hash browns and grits for Christmas Eve dinner. Of course, the first snow of the season had to cancel our flight down to Virginia. It was Christmas Eve, and I was trying to sleep in this bleach-saturated room. My mind was wandering what the hell happened in here to cause such an excessive amount of bleach necessary. The room was nothing out of the ordinary. 2 beds. One for myself and my dad, another for my sister and mom. A bathroom, a stained microwave that looked in need of a good dusting. Somehow I escaped into a dreamless sleep. Waking up, I could tell it was early morning. My dad was next to me snoring, and he usually wakes up before 4 a.m. That's when it hit me. It's Christmas, and I was about to let this bad fortune ruin my favorite holiday. Looking across the bed at the clock to check the time when I noticed it. The silhouette of a man, about 6'3" across the room, staring at my mother as she slept. Still half asleep and caught up in the moment, I couldn't help thinking of Santa Claus. I suddenly realized how stupid the thought was, and horror soon filled my head. I choked back a shriek. I knew I couldn't let him see me awake, so I quietly put my head back down, pretending to sleep. My mind was racing. Someone was in my room, and I couldn't do anything. I was just a scrawny 16-year-old kid, and this man looked built like an ox. I wondered if I could wake up my dad in time, but I knew that wouldn't work. He slept like a rock. A bucket of water couldn't get him up fast enough. I was practically in tears. I never felt so helpless. For a second time, I choked back a scream. He was now standing next to me, and I could feel and hear his repulsive breath on my face. It smelled like he'd been eating rotten meat for a week, with no thought to brush his teeth. If he didn't know I was awake before, surely he did now, seeing my face contorted in fear. The breathing stopped, and I couldn't help the sigh of relief. I would have kicked myself, but there was no need. I heard the room door open and close again. I launched out of bed. Nothing in the room was in disarray, and my family was still asleep. That could not have been a dream. I could not have imagined it. Feeling awake as ever, a horrible idea popped into my head, and before I could push it away, I was pulling the door open. Glancing back to the door in order to memorize the room number, I saw the giant spray-painted black X on the door. Had I seen this without the prior experience, I probably would have thought it was just some stupid kids. I knew better, but not enough to know what it was for. My heart skipped a beat. There he was, turning the corner at the end of the hall. Why the fuck am I doing this? I tailed him down to the parking lot. He was nowhere in sight. One moment he's walking out the lobby, the next he's gone. Realizing how cold it is outside in paper-thin pajamas, I returned to the lobby. No one was around. Strange. I could swear there was a night concierge. Adrenaline now wearing off, I realized how stupid and rash my actions had been. He could have killed me. I cursed myself back up the stairs. I knew something was wrong when I got to my floor. The door to my room was wide open. I hadn't left it that way, right? I walked inside, and after a quick search of the room, I determined it safe and my family still asleep. I locked the door and got back into bed. I did not sleep for the rest of the night. I listened to my dad get up and eventually my mother, but I still pretended to sleep. A few hours passed, and my parents got my sister and I up and into the car, and we made our way back to the airport. Digging through my bag to grab my iPod led to the finding of something that had not been in there the previous day. A note that simply held 5 words that I still think about to this day. I knew you were awake. It's now been 2 months since the hotel experience, and I'm still scared for my life. It gets worse every day. The note that I found wasn't the only one. I still receive them. Isn't Christmas the best time of the year? Barbara asked in a cheery tone after she drank her cup of eggnog. Of course. Everyone waits patiently for the year to go by for this day, Laura said, watching the children opening the presents. The house was packed with people, mostly with Laura's family, people she knew, and family members she didn't remember. Everyone was all around the Christmas tree on the floor or couches. All that Laura would hear was the family talking to one another and the sound of paper being ripped open. She had a cup of tea in her hands, and a jolly smile printed on her face as she looked at the children she usually only saw once or twice a year. One kid got a toy dinosaur in a box, while a little girl received nail polish and a Barbie doll with a dark blue dress on. The teens opened their presents to find money and electronics, like $20 to $30 or a new phone. Adults in the family got cards, little decorations, and other useless items. Sarah, who was Barbara's daughter, entered into the back of the tree to see if she could find any stowaway gifts hiding in the back. There she found a small present with very plain light blue wrapping paper. It seemed it was wrapped in a hurry, like someone completely forgot about Laura and gave her something random. Sarah waved at Laura, but she didn't notice her, even when she called to her. "Hey, sis, she's flagging you down over there," Barbara said as she pointed where Sarah was. Laura looked to where Barbara was pointing at and saw the gift in Sarah's hand. She got up and walked towards her, dodging children and opened empty boxes with holiday wrapping paper at their sides along the way. Laura bent down and grabbed the present, saying thank you to Sarah as she went back to sit down. The wrapping paper was poorly done, but the box itself looked exquisite. The box was painted in dark green detailed vines all around it, wrapping against one another as it went around the box. The box itself was a light brown tan color that looked like the sand directly off the beach. "Wow, that looks wonderful," Open it," Barbara said, waiting anxiously for the revealing of what was in the box. Laura opened it diligently, as to not damage the box itself, as if it were a piece of priceless art. As she opened it, all she could hear from her point of view now was Barbara's breathing directly next to her, blocking everything else that was going on. Inside was a white circle that wasn't very tall inside of the box. She reached in and got it out. It was a plain white oval container with purple bold lettering saying, "Quick Removal Mud Mask." Great, another bathroom product, Laura thought as she gave it to Barbara so she could look at it. "Thank you, she tried to yell but quickly stopped. She rapidly tried to find a name on the wrapping paper that wasn't her own, but found nothing. Barbara handed it back to Laura so she could find out who it was from. "Who gave this to me?" Laura said in a confused, rushed tone. Everyone just stared at her, mostly silent, until everyone responded with, they didn't know or it wasn't me. No one had the intentions to give her something for the reunion other than Barbara, again as every year. She then placed the mud mask into the artistic box and everything went back to normal. Maybe it was someone that left early. At least you got something from someone else, Barbara said with a small smile on her face. Yeah, well, thanks for having the reunion at your place. My place is way too small for all of these people, she said, also with a smile on her face. Barbara responded with a smile and said she was going to meet with other people, so she left to the other side of the house. Laura wasn't a people person. Maybe that's why she doesn't usually get anything for the holidays other than from her sister. She waited patiently for the next 3 hours to pass by. As the last of the family members left, Laura felt relieved and sighed. She quickly went to Barbara, who just entered the living room. "Can I stay here for the night and leave in the morning?" Laura asked. "Of course. You can stay here for as long as you like in the guest bedroom upstairs," Laura said with a happy expression on her face. Laura helped Barbara with cleaning the house. The wrapping paper that was all around the tree, the dishes that needed to be done, etc. As she was done, she wished Barbara a good night's sleep, as well as Sarah, and picked up her one gift and headed toward her old room, since she did live here before getting a house of her own. This room was now the guest room. The room was very plain and white, with a closet, a dresser, and a little table next to her bed with an alarm clock on it. The room was not how she remembered it to be. She had loved living here with her sister before. The room had a bathroom that connected to Barbara's room on the other side. She hadn't brought any of her own things, like cleansing pads, makeup, toothbrush, clothes, but she didn't care. All she wanted was to feel the comfort of people that she knew around her, instead of being in her quiet, empty little home. She took a better look at the alarm clock. It was 12:36 a.m. She headed toward the bathroom and looked at herself in the mirror. She looked tired, but she needed to get the makeup off of her face. So she looked into the cabinet and found alcohol and cotton balls. Well, better than nothing, she said as she doused the cotton ball with the alcohol and applied it to her face as she wiped the makeup off. As she was done, she thought, might as well try out my new gift. She took the mud mask out of the box and opened it. Inside was the purple mud. She looked at the directions and saw it was completely easy to apply. She applied it everywhere and instantly felt it working. And as she looked at herself in the mirror, she saw that she looked like Barney the dinosaur. Laura then turned off the light and headed toward the bed. As she plummeted onto her old bed, it felt just the way she had remembered it to be. It was the only thing that felt familiar in her old room. She started to slowly close her eyes. They soon collided with each other, making her see only darkness, and fell into a deep, restful sleep. The next morning around 8, Barbara's daughter came upstairs to notify that her mom made breakfast for everyone. As she quickly ran up the stairs and skipped down the hallway, she stood in front of Laura's room and said, "Aunt Laura, breakfast." No response. She then reached for the dark yellow doorknob and turned it. And as she opened the door, her eyes widened. She screamed at the top of her lungs for a few moments before running back downstairs. What she saw was Laura, but her face wasn't there anymore. It was burned completely off. The eyes and eyelids along with her brows melted into a liquid deep into the hollow sockets, and a pool of the remains was left in her empty skull. The flesh was burned and boiled to a crisp. Pus bubbles where the skin ended on the face and flesh was dangling on the sides with shades of red underneath. Her nose was completely melted off, and her tongue along with her cheeks, gums, and the whole inside of her mouth was gone, leaving only skull-white teeth visible. Inside of the bathroom was the container of the mud mask. There was a little detail that she missed directly in front of her eyes. A warning label right under the directions. It read, "Do not apply with alcohol before use. Most importantly, do not sleep while product is in contact with the face or skin. The only things that remained were the screams of Sarah and the pattern of rushed footsteps coming up the stairs, and the question as to who gave her this gift was never answered. Hey there, boys and girls. Well, here it is, the last Christmas-themed video for the season. That will either make you really sad or really happy. Either way, this is sure to entertain you. So I got this crazy idea in my head yesterday and asked a bunch of people to pitch in at the last minute, and they all came through. So I'd like to thank them, and I'd also like to thank you, because without you listeners, I wouldn't feel so inspired to create something like this. So grab some cocoa or Patron and let's get into it. Enjoy.
I really can't stay.
Baby, it's cold outside.
I've got to go away.
But baby, it's cold
This-
outside.
This evening has
I'm
been.
hoping that you
It's been really nice. My family, they will start to worry.
Handsome boy, what's
We're having Christmas dinner at 4.
Listen to the
So I probably should. I better scurry.
Beautiful, please don't
Well, maybe just a half a drink more.
Put a record on while I pour.
The neighbors might think.
Baby, it's bad out
Say,
there.
what's in this
No
drink?
caps to be had out there.
We've been here a while.
I can see myself.
Can't feel my face. No.
Take
Oh
you
man.
out for
Really, what's in this drink? I should go, I think. I really can't say.
What's the sense in hurting my pride? Oh, baby, don't hold out. Baby, it's cold outside. We interrupt your regularly scheduled program to bring you the sad, sad news that Santa has been shot. I repeat, Santa has been shot. We will update you with more information as it becomes available to us. This message was brought to you by Bosco's Sloppy Joe's. If you want it sloppy, you want Bosco's.
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost nipping at your nose, Yuletide carols being sung by a choir, and folks dressed up like Eskimos. Everybody knows a turkey and some mistletoe help to make the season bright. Tiny tots with their eyes all aglow will find it hard to sleep tonight. They know that Santa's on his way. He's loaded lots of toys and goodies on his sleigh, and every mother's child is gonna spy to see if reindeer really know how to fly. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92, although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you. And so I'm offering this simple phrase to kids from 1 to 92, although it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you.
Hey guys, so I hope you're enjoying the video so far. It's just going super, I know, it's like fabulous! But I just wanted to say that I wanted to do a little carol for you guys. It's called Carol the Bells. I'm sure you've heard it. I know I said carol twice in a sentence. I know, I'm just so bad. I'm sorry, guys. But, I just want to sing it for you guys real quick. You know what? Let's just get it over with. Let's just go. Ready? And hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away, Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. Meek? Who the fuck is this meek batch? Who the hell is this meek batch? Okay, you know what? Just keep going. Don't even worry about it. You're doing fine. Ding dong ding dong, that is their song with joyful ring, all caroling. Okay, quick rant, guys. Just want to say, I know I'm being very hypocritical when I say this, but like, carolers are just so annoying. Like, they have no consideration or thoughts or feelings when, like, they just go up to your doorstep and they knock, and you're trying to Netflix and chill with Bae, and they're just like interrupting your like time with Bae with like their figgy pudding and whatnot. It just gets so annoying. Jesus Christ. Okay, just keep going. You're doing okay. Ready, set. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they pound, raising the sound o'er hill and dale, telling their tale. Okay, can I just say that, like, you can't really tell a tale if you're a bell. Like, if you're an inanimate object, you can't just really tell a tale. You know? It's just, like, it's weird. This song is just so inaccurate. I just want to say that. Ready? Let's get back to this. Gaily they ring while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Merry, 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 merry Christmas. Merry, 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 merry Christmas. On they send, on without end, their joyful tone to every home. Every home. Bitch, if you can go to every home, listen to up here. Okay, ready, set. If you can go to every home, why can't I get a text back? Like, I just want a text back, and you're going to every other home, and not even coming to my home, and not even, like, trying to tell you're telling me, even though you're an inanimate object, you're just like, it's so frustrating. Keep going. Ding dong ding dong, ding dong ding dong, hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. This meek bitch keeps showing up. Who the hell is this meek person? This is ridiculous. This is so not fabulous. Just keep going. Oh, how they pound, raising the sound o'er hill and dale, telling their tale. Okay, just once again, just want to say they can't really tell a tale if they can't talk, but that's just me. Just keep going. Gaily they ring while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Merry, 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 merry Christmas. Merry, 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 merry Christmas. Merry, 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 merry Christmas. On they send, on without end, their joyful tone to every home. Why won't you text me back? This is ridiculous. So yeah, guys, that was my version of Carol of the Bells. I hope you guys just liked it and enjoy the rest of the video. Jesus Christ. Just want to say you're all fabulous. Alright, guys, have a good day. Bye.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled program to bring you the news that the guy that shot Santa has been shot. I repeat, the guy that shot Santa has been shot. We will update you with more information as it becomes available to us. This message was brought to you by Grandpa's Tampons, now in sour apple.
Forsaken slave, what have you to go? Rocking like the wave, there's on top of me. These spirits white, the fighters to ride and sing the slaves. Oh! Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. 14 years ago, I thought I'd take a ride, and soon Miss Fatty Bright was seated by my side. The horse was lean and lank. Misfortune seemed his lot. Got into a drifted bank and quickly got upset. Oh! Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey!
You know, Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, and Vixen, Comet and Cupid and Donder and Blitzen. Wait, who said I know them? Do you know them? I don't know them. I mean, I've heard of them, but I don't know them. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? There's a famous reindeer? Yes, please shut the fuck up and let me finish. Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, had a very shiny nose. Red? Why did he have a red nose? How did he get a red nose? Did the outer layer of skin get peeled off from some sort of accident? Did he wander too close to a nuclear power plant and now as a result has a red nose? And if you ever saw it, you would even say it glows. Yep, power plant. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. Reindeer can laugh? Yeah, that's not creepy at all. They never let poor Rudolph play in any reindeer games. These sound like total dicks. And what fucking games do reindeer play anyway? Try not to get hit by a car? Why do you keep interrupting me? I'm sorry, but this song is just completely implausible. It doesn't have to make sense. Santa isn't real. None of this is real. Wait, what? Santa isn't real? Who told you that? Oh my fucking god, can I finish this song now? Sure, I mean, what's the point? Santa isn't real, reindeer can't fly. What's inside all those boxes under the tree? Nothing? Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say... Oh, you're not gonna interrupt me now, eh? Alright. Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Really? No smart-ass comments from you? Okay. Then all the reindeer loved him, as they shouted out with glee. I hope Rudolph told them all to fuck off. Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. Yeah, he will. We interrupt your regularly scheduled program to bring you the news that the guy that shot Santa has also been shot. I repeat, the guy that shot Santa has been shot. We will update you with more information as it becomes available to us. This message was brought to you by Plumbers Are Us. We know how to lay good pipe.
'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in the hopes that St. Nicholas would soon be there.
The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads, and Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap.
When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash. I ripped open the shutters and threw up the sash.
The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below, when what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer.
With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles, his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name.
Now Dasher! Now Dancer! Turn that fucking chainsaw off! Now Prancer and Vixen! On Comet and Cupid! On Donner and Blitzen! To the top of the porch! To the top of the wall! And fuck that chainsaw! Now dash away! Dash away! Dash away all!
As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So, up to the housetop, the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too.
And then in the twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew my head in and was turning around, down the chimney, St. Nicholas came with a bound.
He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack.
His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow.
The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke had encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly.
He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf. And I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. A wink of his eye, and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread.
He spoke not a word, but went straight to work and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose.
He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him, ere he drove out of sight. Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night.
So there you go, some lovely Christmas classics, all wrapped up in a messy little ball, just the way the elves intended it to be. I hope you've all been good this year, but I secretly know you've all been a little naughty, haven't you? Until next time, ho, ho, ho.